What is up, family? This is your girl Stephanie, aka Edini Hastu Sapapa. I just did a general read. However, I realized that just remembered that I didn't do the earth signs. I did all of uh, the earth element, should I say? I did all of the other elements, but I didn't or hadn't done the earth element yet. So let's get some energy for the earth signs, even though I'm damn near I'm late, which I shouldn't be as an earth sign myself. Uh, should have done this, but at the end of the day, I go off of I just listen to spirit, and I felt like I just needed to be in the energy of just self, of taking care of self love. Um, if the energy isn't there, then not doing it. And exactly, look at the card comes out, delight. We need to just and so that again, so that obviously is the message for our earth signs is to be in the energy of delight. If it doesn't bring you delight, not saying that doing readings don't bring me delight, it's just other things may, overrule that, and go with that. Be happy, because joy and love are the highest vibrations. Okay, and you want to be in those highest vibrations so that it can bring you, attract to you, you know, abundance, right? And so there may have been a reason for this reading coming out now. But it says the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others, right? So the overall arcane energy of this read is delight, right? All right, so we have integration exactly. We want to be in the energy of delight so we can integrate that into our conceptions, integrate that into the work that we're doing. Because, like it said here, the more we feel delight, the more delight we invoke in others. And we want, I feel like Spirit is saying that that is key right now. There could be a lot going on. Times are changing. Um, and there's an integration happening. There's a shift happening, and excuse me, things are expanding with this integration card being the number 30. Um, wow. And so it says the integration frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, right? Allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Exactly. Me not doing the reading or waiting, or what people may perceive as being lazy or whatever, you know, it's about, integrating that, allowing that to harmonize, being true to our authentic selves, true and authentic selves, moving when we feel the nudge and the energy to move, just being in the flow of life helps you to be in a balanced symphony. It helps you to harmonize the negative and the positive into a balanced symphony of life. And you're now coming into the energy of understanding that delight helps you to understand that, being in the energy of joy and happiness, doing what you need to do to get there. Whether it's resting, whether it's going to get a massage, whether it's going out into nature and grounding your energy, or sitting under the sun and getting that sunlight, recognizing that um, this idea, conception, understanding this idea, conceiving that idea, you know, will bring your consciousness to your origin, bring your ground it grounds your core, your consciousness to your core and what's truly important, right? And that is the place where everything in creation begins, from that core, from that origin. It connects you to your origin, because our true self, we are love, we are made of love. We're made from pure joy and happiness. God created us, you know, from a place of pure love, joy, and happiness, of expansion. He wanted to, see himself. He don't want to just be in this life alone, and it wanted to share the beauty of existence and of consciousness with us. And so that core, that creation, wow. Um Spirit wanted us to experience that. So this conception of delight, this that really correlates to integration, um is very healing here with the 29, which reduces to 11, which is a portal. Healing. The healing frequency supports our intrinsic, that core, right? Intrinsic, our instinct, ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. That time was needed for me to really be still, connect to my core. So, like I said, to restore my health and my wholeness consciously, mindfully, removing the obstacles and the blockages so that that information can come through unhindered to help harmonize everything accordingly. Because obviously, Spirit is saying, we've been downloading you. Whether, there's been downloads happening for the earth signs. The crown chakra represents I know. We know we are that connection with source. We know that we are connected with source, and spirit has been downloading us with information that needs to be integrated. That is birthing new thoughts within us about our spirituality and about our connection with source. Wow. And it says here the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower, I know, right? Supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Alchemy. Transmute negative energy into light. That time that I spent, that, I was, maybe kicking myself, like, you need to do that. I'm transmuting that negative energy into light. That time was spent wisely. Because I can tell you, since I did those readings to now, I'm constantly growing, constantly evolving, and maturing. And I definitely have. Like, just in those that few that those that small time, space and energy. Wow, look at that. And then prosperity comes out underneath that. Because that during that time I've birthed this new way of doing things. Like these cards, I never used them in this way. But just last night I was like, well, let me just try to do a whole reading with these cards, and it's opened up so much for me. Even with the tarot cards that I'm going to use in this reading too, it opened up so much for me. It opened up a flow, it opened up an ease, right? But I know, learning that divine, like we have the divine feminine, soul time, and divine masculine and prosperity. That coming together of the divine feminine and divine masculine energy. I'm telling you, every reading that I've done with these cards, these two cards have been coming out. We are coming into union. Even the last general reading that I just did spoke about that. And so we're in the energy of just receiving. I've been in the energy of just receiving. So earth signs, you just need to be in the energy of receiving. We're so used to working, 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 and pushing to get what we want, but that usually ends in frustration. It usually ends in us being exhausted and tired. And spirit wants us to become more trusting of that feminine side. Earth energy usually works more in its masculine energy. Um, doing, having to know. But Spirit wants us to surrender to delight, surrender to um, happiness and joy, and this integrating. Look, it comes this divine feminine energy came out underneath integration. Spirit wants us to integrate more of this divine feminine energy, of just being in that receptive energy. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side. And allow is so key with divine feminine. Allowing, just flowing, being the energy of flow, allowing it to express itself openly, and helping us to connect to our intrinsic, our instinct, our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. And then we have soul time. We're connected to all of creation, integrating. There we're connected to all. Soul time frequency asks us to follow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. Um, One that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. And so now that we are exercising and strengthening this divine feminine um, muscle, we are now balanced. It's balance. It is balancing us out with this divine masculine energy that we've already been working in, but we've been working in it so much that it perhaps had turned into a distorted masculine energy. So we strengthened the divine feminine energy, but we healed that distorted divine masculine energy. We may have had a negative view of masculine energy, a negative view of patriarchy, but we're now in that energy, and Earth is increasing its frequency to the point where it's turning that distorted masculine into a divine masculine. And prosperity is the outcome, honey. So the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing, right, it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams, ideas into form with kindness and wisdom, right? So that's the divine feminine energy working in the divine masculine, and the divine masculine energy working with the divine feminine, because it speaks of understanding our connection to all creation. Um, it supports our receptive and nurturing and soft side. So, divine feminine bringing that softness to that focused, active, and strong side. It's just a beautiful balance. It's just a beautiful balance of, our soul speaking through us with the soul time, you know, us just coming into union with, again, our connection to source. Um, and transmuting negative energy into light is bringing prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well being. Again, that birthright by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, and our heart and our soul and spirit sing. Come on. Let me read that again. Allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing, the delight, right? Allowing the inclusion of light. Things are going bad, or not really going bad. Wow, that's beautiful. But things are, difficult right now. It's unsure times. And spirit, is equipping us to turn that negative energy, transmute that negative energy into light, um, and to not feel guilty about, you know, being in the energy of joy and happiness. We feel like since things are bad, we got to be in a bad mood all the time, or we got to be so serious and focused. But being in that energy of just flow and of self care. I was just looking at a Jackie Aina interview with Kev on stage. I would urge all of you all to go check that out. It was a really good video, and it kind of really speaks to this reading. Her whole energy. She was like, people say, well, black women, we're gonna save the world. She was like, not me. I have a hard enough time keeping my life in order. I want to share the energy of self-care and just, unleashing that energy, inner bougie energy. She's really into that divine feminine energy, whether male or female. We have both energies within us. And I've always said for years, the true marriage is the integration of the divine and masculine feminine within you. And once that comes into balance and then into one, that elevates your frequency and your vibration so that you can attract an equally yoked partner that helps you to attract your life partner, your soulmate, your divine, your twin flame, your soulmate, whatever you want to call it. And so now in this balanced energy, you are, like I said, I know you are now knowing that you deserve prosperity. You are now, you know, more nurturing and connected to yourself and more connected to the universe. And that prosperity has opened you up to universal love, um, which activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole existence itself. It's, and this universal love is bringing us into a coherence, bringing us into a harmonization, excuse me, harmonizing our heart with the frequency of our mind for optimum ability to create the reality we desire. A harmony between this divine masculine and divine feminine energy, a harmony within our soul and our birthright, that we are to be abundant, prosperous, a harmony of that energy, bringing in the synergy which supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, our allowance and acceptance of the never seen before. Like I said, being comfortable in the unknown, which earth signs have a hard time to do, surrendering to the never seen before, the not so obvious, knowing that that undercurrent is always working, that undercurrent of spirit is always working. We just got to keep the pathways clear with operating in love, joy, and happiness, the highest vibrations, so that we can attract all of the things that we need. That current is going. So, in this coherence and this consciousness of this energy and the balancing of the divine masculine and feminine, it's bringing under the current. Spirit is working to bring us to a level of consciousness that we've never even dreamed possible, like miracles can happen. It's working. Like I said, it supports our allowance and acceptance, to the never seen before combinations and unions, divine masculine and feminine, right? And unions that result in new ways of functioning, coherence, right? This new ways, this harmonization, new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being, the divine masculine and feminine energy, right? The synergy of the two working together. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar, like this new time that I said that we're shifting in and shifting into within Mother Gaia, within Earth, which is the next card. It reminds us to embrace these unfamiliar times that we're in, right? So that the new yet exciting co creations can give birth, conception, can give birth to a new reality, right? And then we have the frequent, the Gaia card here, which is a 10, endings and new beginnings, the new earth, the new frequency of earth, showing that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to Mother Earth. So, and to the universe that birthed us all. We are connected. Mother Gaia provides everything that we need. In the crown chakra, I know. So we need to know that Gaia provides everything that we need. It's the source of everything, food. It creates trees, wood that could be used for shelter. Look at that. And then the miracle card comes out. And I just say, and then consciousness. Look at that. I just spoke about consciousness and miracles. An allowance. I kept allow. Um, putting emphasis on that emergence. Gaia, Mother Earth, emergence, birth, coming out, the new. So, as earth signs, we are here to help cultivate this a clear path. It's a earth sign. Well, Capricorns. If you're a Capricorn, it's a cardinal sign, and it's that leader. So, Capricorns of this earth element read. You are here to lead the way, to help lead the way. Um, I don't have to guess. I can no. So when it comes, Earth is Capricorn is cardinal Earth. Um, fixed. Taurus is fixed Earth, and fixed signs carry through the purpose of a season. And Virgo is mutable Earth, and mutable signs conclude and assimilate a season. So the cardinal Capricorns, we're here to initiate and set the tone. And then we pass the torch to Taurus to carry through the purpose of the season, to persevere. And Virgos, Taurus will pass the baton to you to conclude and to show the assimilation of the tone that Capricorn initiated. So we all work together. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, right? So Taurus, we need you guys to allow. We're going to Taurus season is next. We need you guys to allow this healing. We need you guys to take in this conception and this coherence of this soul spirit message. We need you guys to allow this so you can carry through the purpose to transmute the negative into light, because we know it's not easy. You fix you're really, kind of stuck in your ways, bullheaded. And that's the type of energy that we need, but we need you to switch sides and be bullheaded about this new energy, this divine, this universal love. It's going to take a miracle for you guys, but integrate more of the divine feminine energy, and that will help you. Okay, because we have 33, 44, two master numbers here. Mastery of this integration is going to rely within you tapping into that divine feminine energy to not just push as I said, like I said before, earth signs are used to, that's what we know best. Look at that, alchemy is underneath remembrance. It's about us remembering what we have gone through as a soul body, and in doing so it's providing us with valuable information and tools to gracefully flow, and graceful is divine feminine words, right? To flow gracefully with and in this life. That, we're born with what we need to overcome. With Capricorn, it's I know, in control. We have to learn to surrender. With the Bull, it's, being forcing your way through. But you guys need to be in the energy of flow, right? And Virgo is I work, right? But that too is just, a combination of the two um energies that came before you. The control, you guys have the control, and you have that you can be controlled, you can be, want control over everything, and you can be stubborn. You have two things to kind of work on, but mutable. It's you can flow between the two, but it's about getting that balance between the two, that divine masculine and divine feminine energy, you know, integrating and alchemizing those two energies into one. So you guys may have the toughest time, just like in a relay race. It's that last leg, right? That really is the most important. I mean, that first leg, you get a good lead, we set the tone, pass the torch to Taurus. You guys gotta carry it through. You gotta be sure to hold that tone. And then that last leg, come on, you know? Every role is equally important, honestly. But it takes a firm foundation. Joy. Do it, your work with joy. Because the more delight you feel, the more delight you invoke in others. So again, get into the remembrance, the memory, so that you can pull from everything that you've gone through, because there's valuable information and tools in that. Integration, the first card out. It's about integrating that. We now have the conception, the thought, the integration of that is bringing in a new way of thinking that's providing healing and remembrance, right? Crown chakra, the knowing, and activating a knowing in us that um, we are, our birthright is prosperity. And so that we just need to flow and trust that everything we need with the Gaia energy, excuse me, we have everything we need, and that we can trust in miracles. It says the frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of Source. We're part of God. Everything that we need is within us. And therefore, our belief that anything is possible. Consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up, so that we can include them in our reality, that we can include them for the valuable information and tools that they provide to help us to flow gracefully with and in this life. Earth signs are so much in the 3D that we can sometimes forget about the 5D. We can sometimes forget that we have help. And sometimes we just need to get out the way and allow. Allowance, the frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner. We hadn't been allowing the universe to become our partner. That's why it's so important for us to be in this energy of delight. To become our partner in this wondrous dance of existence and expansion. 3:30 reduced to a 3. Expansion. Emergence, and we are emerging. It invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment. Just sit back and flow and watch God, spirit, your ancestors, ascended masters to show up and to show out on your behalf. Become like a child with the attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place of just knowing you're held by Gaia, knowing that you are held by spirit, and will be guided to transmute, right? To transmute negative energy into light, and to be in this frequency of abundance, of prosperity, which supports our well being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides, that Gaia provides, the universe provides, that universe love. Alchemy, the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability in remembrance, and it came out underneath the remembrance card, in remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. But we got to remove those blockages and those obstacles of feeling that we have to do, and always be focusing on some. No, sometimes we just need to be a blank slate. Just be. Remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. Each one of us has the potential and access to and potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation, right? The miracles of this crown chakra, to transmute negative energy into light. The miracle of transmutation, right? And that can happen perhaps within the union of divine masculine and feminine energy, even sexually, because we have the tantric journey here as well. You know, but this could be just within ourselves. You know, you can have that tantric experience with yourself, but this is about, you know, perhaps delegating as well, because I do see the authority card here. But it says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences, right? The delight. So maybe, you know, like I said, you know, a little sex time. Um, complete, and you know, like I said, getting massages, you know, taking spiritual baths, you know, giving yourself a pedicure, or getting a foot massage. It's, you know, just that state of wholeness and completion through our senses, through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. So again, earth signs, we're all about the physical, about touch. So, you know, maybe you don't have that in your life. Get into the energy of delight. Go get you a massage. Um, you know, maybe go get you some sexual healing. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, yeah. So let's get a few uh, tarot cards. So this is the message from Spirit, and as you see these cards, you know, the words are on the bottom. So I'm kind of seeing, like, I don't know if you've seen the image of, you know, one triangle coming from the top and one triangle coming from the bottom, and it comes into union to make that star. So, you know, this is kind of like more, this is 5D energy messages, and this is like 3D. I feel like 3D energy coming from these cards. And as you see, look at that, the triangle going up, you know, some more of a, you know, this physical reality energy. So, first card out, look at that, spiritual freaking union, divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Like I said, within, merging, becoming one, is igniting a passion. You know, it's igniting that coherence, the consciousness of our soul, and the conception that, you know, is being birthed through that, the harmonizing of that energy. And it's bringing us into the energy of allowance, synergy, in, in that healing of that divine, healing of that distorted masculine. It's bringing in material harvest. Like we're seeing, you know, that everything that we went through, whether perceived negative, positive, or negative, coming into harmony with like this integration card. I think it spoke of that. Yes, what we perceive as positive, what we perceive as negative, allowing it to harmonize in a balanced symphony. The emotional loss, we saw it as negative, but it's harmonizing into a balanced symphony now. We're understanding and knowing that those experiences is just emerging, helping us to emerge whole. So we have the spiritual withdrawal energy coming out over emotional union. We're seeing that, you know, that is what prevented us from truly coming into union, the emotional loss, because we didn't see the purpose in it. We didn't allow the lessons to integrate into a balanced harmony, a balanced symphony. you know to make music, you have to have the low notes, you have to have the high notes, you have to have the instruments that create the low notes, the cellos, and we have to have the violins to create those high notes. We didn't understand that, so we withdrew our emotions, and that had us, like I said, that prevented that passion from being ignited within us. It prevented, our wishes from being fulfilled. But now we're coming into consciousness of this energy that goes over here. My bad, I'm everywhere. But that, brought us into consciousness. And that's, now that we're in this consciousness, the passion has been ignited. And now we're on the journey to fulfilling our wishes, on our journey to fertility, right? To being in that abundance mind frame, freeing us from being trapped in fear, freeing us from, that emotional loss put us in. We thought it was because of our worth, but it strengthened us to know our birthright. Before, we didn't know our birthright, and the people who treated us wrong, we thought it was a reflection of us, but now we're understanding that that is just a reflection of them. They're projecting themselves. And now that we have that higher knowledge, crown chakra, now that we know our worth, in which we didn't before, when you know your worth, nobody can tell you any different. They can treat you a certain way. You be like, okay, all right, I forgive you, but I'm going to distance myself. I'm going to walk away. We didn't know when to walk away before. That emotional loss had us trapped in fear. We didn't know our worth. We didn't know that we had, that was a reflection of maybe a distorted masculine energy within us. Maybe the masculine energy within us was distorted, so we felt like we deserved those things, or perhaps the feminine energy within us was distorted. We were operating in a distorted feminine energy, and just, you know wasn't nurturing. We didn't nurture ourselves, but those energies coming together in universal love. And that's why fertility is here, abundance, expansiveness, 3 is here, with Gaia, healing. We're healing our heart chakra, and not cursing love, but integrating it even the more, not allowing those painful relationships that we were in to have us, dim our light of love and to not share love with people. No, we're still going to love. The solar plexus chakra came out. Its mantra is I can. We know that we can have this spiritual union. It's opening and elevating our confidence in ourselves and knowing that we can, and having this information come to us from spirit, patience and planning, taking our time, being just in the energy of delight and allowing these downloads to come in. Wow. So that we can balance out, so we can balance our energy. Justice 11, it's a portal. Justice from all of the heartache and pain that we've been through. 111, awareness, the magician card, transmuting the negative energy into light. Remembering that we have the power of alchemy to create miracles in our lives. The miracles of transmutation. Accessing that ancient knowledge. Activating the true alchemist, magician within us. Confidence. Enlightenment. That I can. That you can. Yes, you can. In the words of Obama. or the nutty professor. Yes, I can. Look at that. Stand your ground. Confidence will help you to stand your ground. And that's bringing in accelerated motion. So your dreams, your goals, is helping you to transmute that distorted masculine energy to help heal that distorted masculine energy. It's bringing about fertility. It's bringing about that divine feminine energy. It's bringing about material harvest. Wow. And it's grounding it all. Foundation and achievements. You are aware now. You are grounded. You have a firm foundation in spirit, intuition, water, flow, surrendering. And now you're about to achieve your wildest dreams. You are about to achieve, you know, that childlike energy again of innocence and wonderment. And just be able to just sit back and watch and just celebrate the beauty that unfolds. Celebrate the beauty in life, the beauty in you, and being able to see the beauty in everyone else. Be in the energy of delight, flow, and receive. There's a healing relationship coming towards you that is awakening you. Allow it to come in because it's going to be transformative. It's going to balance you. It's going to bring so much abundance. The healing of the distorted masculine is coming. In divine feminines, we perhaps have been leading the way in showing this universal love. It may have been tough. At some point, we did withdraw emotionally from unions and spiritual unions. But we've gotten the knowledge. We spent time with our soul. Conception, soul time, coherence, and consciousness. We spent time with our soul. And in that self-care, self-love energy, passion was ignited. We saw our fulfillment of our wishes. And we saw what the patience and the planning had done for us, and it created accelerated motion, acceleration even for our divine masculine energy. And they're synergizing the healing that we've done. They're now opening to a new way, conception of doing things and of moving. They are now allowing transformation, balance, to be balanced within their empress energy, their divine feminine energy. And they're seeing how that is bringing in material harvest, you know, much easier, faster, and with more delight than the way they were doing things. And so now we're going to come together in this beautiful energy of awareness. And this is the marriage card, the Four of Wands. You see a whole family here, the woman, the man, and the child. There's going to be a lot of beautiful families birthed out of this energy. So take care of yourself. If you don't prioritize you, who will? So be in the energy of delight, be in the energy of trust and trusting spirit, integrating that spiritual side, because again, the bottom of the deck is the high priestess, and she represents that balance of knowledge between the 3D and the 5D. Earth signs, it's time for you to get into that balance, not operating so much in a practical way, but integration, first card out, integrating that spiritual and ancient knowledge, remembrance, right? All right, I think that is where I'll conclude. I hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time, I'll holla.